Alright guys, so this video is going to be a summary of the Midlake Championship. As you saw, day one was pretty good, but we struggled. I made a few mistakes. The biggest mistake of which was running back up towards takeoff upriver. The bite for me just wasn't there, and had I stayed downriver, I probably could have caught one more fish. I mean, we just came in with 4 fish. If we would have had that 5th keeper, we would have probably finished second, or possibly would have won the championship. The difference is Saturday for day one, I ran downriver and I tried fishing the bottom for a bit, and I really wasn't getting the bite I needed. And I realized that with the weather conditions the way they were, the fish were a little more active. They were chasing, and I was getting them on that spinnerbait, as you saw. Mike caught that giant walleye, and needless to say, that was a good bite, but we never got that, good, solid, consistent bite. It was a little bit tougher for us. And now, looking back on it, I should have went a little bit more shallow and maybe flipped a few docks, but I was just focused on that offshore bite because I was seeing the fish on the school or on the graphs, and I could see them schooled out there, suspended off the points and offshore a little bit. So that's what I was focusing on. But day two, if you notice, on day 2 of the championship Sunday, I ended up transitioning from moving baits to bottom baits because the conditions had changed. The wind wasn't as strong, and the clouds had kind of came out, and I knew those fish weren't going to be positioned under dock, so it would benefit us a little bit. But I also found a spot where those fish that I was trying to find on schooling that I left on Saturday, they weren't schooling anymore. They kind of dispersed and pulled up tight against structure and rocks and on steeper banks, and that's why we did really good when we transitioned. Because I tried throwing spinnerbait, but if you notice in the video, I didn't catch anything on day 2 on spinnerbait. I caught them all on the bottom, and that's when we focused. After an hour of fishing on the bottom, had 3 fish in the boat, then we went to an hour throwing spinnerbait and didn't catch a keeper. That's when I was like, okay, we need to transition back to the bottom, focus on the bottom. We focused on steeper banks, and it just ended up working out really well. We got some really good bites. We didn't get a lot of bites though, but the ones we did were quality, and as you saw, we almost had 17 pounds, and we ended up 3 pounds short of winning the tournament, which would have been really cool on Saturday. If I would have just had 1 keeper that was 2.5 pounds, we would have pulled second. If it was a little over 3, we would have had first and won the championship. But needless to say, it was a good tournament. It was a good event the whole season. Unfortunately, with all the tournaments that I fish during the year, I'm limited on how many I can fish in each club. And that one, I was able to fish enough to make the championship and fish it with Mike, and we had a good time. And look forward to fishing Midlake this year again. So, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this little recap, and maybe that helps inform you a little bit, and paying attention to the weather and the wind, the sun. I don't really worry about moon phases and stuff like that. I know it's something that people are really religious about, but to me, I don't think it's the moon phase that matters. I think it's whether the moon is in the sky or not. Because regardless of the moon phase, if the moon is up, the moon is up. Even if it's a full moon or new moon, to me it doesn't really matter. As long as the moon is up, it changes the water pressure, creates gravity pull towards the moon, and I think it just makes it a little bit easier for those fish to be more active. Other than that, it was just a good tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and if you have any questions, put the comments down below. I'll answer them as best I can. I get a lot of comments, and it's hard for me to follow back up, but I will when I can. Alright, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.